Alright, so we're back. Got both sides on the boat. It's trimmed up, flush on all sides. It's somewhat glued. Notice I missed a couple spots. That's not too big of a deal. Really, that glue is just to hold it. And it'd be nice if it would seal up, but again, it's not that big of a deal because really, what seals this whole thing is this magical stuff called packing tape. Love packing tape. So what you want to do, you want to bring in these edges, right? You want to roll them in and bring it in nice and tight, seal up all the edges, right? And the way to do that is you just want to take some sections of tape and roll it over to the top. See? Just like that. Try to keep the wrinkles out of there because that's just another place for water to get in. Okay, so you just work along all the edges and do this. Doesn't matter if they overlap too much or not. So once you get all the edges done like that, we'll do the front too, real quick. Let's show you what I'm talking about. Okay, once you get all the edges done on the side here, the longer one, then you can start taping up the entire boat. Okay, so you'll run what I did on the prototype, the first one, was I just started on the top, or maybe it was the bottom. I think it was, no, it was the bottom. Started on the bottom, and actually up here on the transom area. Started up here and just wrapped it all the way around. Okay, and did that around the entire boat. And what you want to make sure you do is you get a nice tape surface on the bottom. You want to make sure you overlap it.
Excuse me.
Yes, you went, Joycey. You want to overlap each strip of tape by, at least 1/4 of an inch, because really that's going to seal your boat and it's going to make sure it doesn't turn into a giant sponge. So you want to make sure that you're not putting a bunch of pieces on the bottom. You just want to do the whole thing at once, okay? Try to get all the bubbles out, and if you find any big gaps, what I did on this one, I'll show you, because I found a big gap in here, right here on this corner. If you have any big gaps, you can run a little bit of glue in here, in the gap. And then mind your fingers. That you use that tape, you wrap it around, get it nice and tight, and that will help that glue stay in there. Okay? And this is where you can get kind of creative. I found this pretty cool tape. Claire has some pink flamingo tape that I may or may not use. Probably not, because it's pink. But I can't remember where I got this. I want to say it was at Walmart, but if you can find some, it makes it pretty cool. If not, that's no big deal. Just use regular old packing tape and you can paint it afterwards. It's really up to you at this point. But you do want to make sure you get the bottom of this really sealed up nice and good. Alright, so I'm going to get this all taped up and ready to go. While we're at it, since you're going to get happy with the tape here, I'm going to show you the rest of this. So you take your hatch, and the way I did the hatch is I just ran tape over it and I made sure I had like an inch hanging over it. And I just wrapped that tape around. Does that make sense? So you basically, you make an unsticky part of the tape here. So you leave it long and then wrap it over, stick it to itself. And you do that all the way around. And then, the way that you make it kind of stick to the hatch part after it's taped is you use double-sided sticky tape on here. That's the cheap and easy way. You could use magnets, which is probably what I'll do. But double-sided tape works really good, and it's cheap, and it's easy to find. So that's how you tape up the hatch. And you know what? I think we will also do the fins. So the way I did the fins on this one, I think there's a better way to do. I'm not going to show you that way. The best way to do the fins, and I'm talking about the hinges. So you see this is hinged, and I'm using tape along the entire hinge here to make that hinge. But to make an even better hinge, you want to stick about, I don't know, 3/8 or half an inch on one side of the fin, and then let's cut that off, and then leave some of that tape there. You want to just wrap it around and stick it to the other side. So you're seeing, I don't know if you can see that or not. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then you just squeeze it together. Okay. So you stuck it to both sides of the fin, and you've got just this kind of floppy thing here. Now that's going to be your hinge. And the way this is going to mount, again, once you get everything taped up, just so, you're going to want to cut, let's do 3. Make 3 cuts. One there, one there, and one there, and I'm just going to snip off the ends here, because we don't want that there. We don't want that there. We just made ourselves a happy little hinge. So the way this is going to work is when you get this all taped up and decorated, you flip one side, one of these hinges on one side, and the third one on the inside, and you tape it down, and that's your hinge. Okay? So you're probably going to want to get your dad involved in that one, because it's kind of a two-person process. So, pretty cool, huh? You just made your own hinge. And make sure that you stick it up far enough to where it's not hitting back here. Okay, you want that
So flush on the top?
Yeah, make it flush on the top. There you go. Thank you, Aunt Joyce.
Yes.
Just like this one, yeah. Okay. Alright, so that's a lot of food for thought for now. And it's going to take me a little while to do this one too. So I'll see you in the next video.